Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I am your host, Liz. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marcus.
It's an early edition of the podcast.
It's daylight.
2 p.m. on a Saturday, Eastern Time. Look
Good
at this, look at
lord.
this. Ah!
Ah. I was debating turning on my lamp because it is like a little, because of like where my shelves are and the curtains are.
Mhm.
It's kind of dark where I'm sitting. But I was like, nah, that ruins the daylight effect.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, here we are after just watching New Japan Hyper Battle. Very eventful show. Not the best matches. I mean, the last match, in my opinion, was fantastic. But before then, they went either way. But a lot of stuff did happen.
Several things occurred today.
One of which being the IWGP United States Championship being relinquished by Sonata, who, for those who don't remember, got his orbital bone broken by Will Ospreay during the New Japan Cup. And now Ospreay and Tanahashi will be fighting over that. I don't think they said when, but happening soon.
It might be at
Dontaku.
Dontaku, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, real shame for him to say he doesn't know when he's coming back.
Yeah, and the worst part is it was his first championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, what a terrible way for it to end.
Thanks, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, but as Kevin Kelly said, this stuff happens, unfortunately. It's just the business. So we also, as always for weekend shows, we do predictions on everything that happens on all the matches. And for those who don't know, for every incorrect prediction, we have to do a dab of hot sauce. Liz, what hot sauce are you doing today?
I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm also zoning out.
Yeah, been tired all day.
Yeah, I know. I'm finally gonna open this Red Bull today. I am, but I'm actually not doing hot sauce. I'm doing my favorite little Xochitl habanero salsa.
Against the rules. Disqualification. Instant disqualification. And I'm not Marty, so I'm gonna call it.
Shit.
I've got one that I think you've used before. I've got Sting.
Ooh, we haven't had that in a while.
Mr. Stink.
Mr. Stink.
It's is this made in New York? Yeah, made in Hell's Kitchen. Oh no, made in Queens, but it's made by Hell's Kitchen hot sauce.
Yeah, that's funny because
and it's what is it? Jalapeno pineapple basil.
Damn.
And I'm just gonna be eating it with a spoon. And whoever has the most correct predictions will be crowned the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion and deal out a punishment to the loser. And you are the reigning champion after WrestleMania. And you still need to tell me what shirt you want so that I can buy it for you. And we'll see what's changed, if anything has changed, with this event. Liz, how did you do?
I have no clue. Got 1, 2. 1, 2. I know I got a third one right somewhere. Jesus, I got a lot wrong. 3. Yeah, I got 3 right.
How's that possible?
Oh, 4 right.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Got 4.
So you got 4 right and 4 wrong. And I got 3 right and 5 wrong, so you just narrowly beat me out. I thought it was a shoo-in for show to beat Despy. Boy, was I wrong.
A showing.
So yeah. So you are the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion, the PPPC. Now, what is your punishment for me?
The punishment is going to be.
It can be something we've done before.
Oh, I know. But it's going to be a punishment that you suggested.
Oh.
We're going to do what Mark likes to call truth or dab.
Oh, boy.
Where I make Mark tell the truth about something, and if he doesn't want to, then he has to take a dab of hot sauce.
Can't see me regretting any of this later.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine. God, there's a lot of interesting questions here. So yeah, that's gonna be your punishment. We'll do like one before every match.
Okay. All right, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to get into the matches?
Sure.
So first up, we have Bullet Club versus God and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And we both picked God and Tana to win.
Mm-hmm.
The only
and Marcus, your first question is to tell us when was the last time you lied and what was it about?
Last time I lied. Oh God.
Lied. Yeah, you little fucking liar.
Oh no. I don't keep track of that.
Really? Doesn't stick with you?
Not really. Or I just don't lie very often. Oh God, I can't think of any. I feel like it's something involving work. I guess. I guess this is it. I told my boss that I would do something as soon as possible, and that was like 2 days ago, and I haven't done it yet.
Jesus, that's the last time you lied?
How often do you lie? The last time I can remember, at least.
The last time I lied was... I guess it is a lot harder to remember the last time you lied.
Yeah.
I was probably work too. But I feel like lying to like your boss doesn't count, because like lying to your boss is like just something that you do.
It's just a part of the job.
It really is.
It's a part of life.
Like, I don't know. I've probably lied to... I lie to one of my bosses all the time because he asks me to... No, never mind. I was going to say, I know the next time I'm going to lie, but I think saying that out loud might get me in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm not going
maybe.
to. It's pork related, so... Yeah, I guess I don't really remember the last time I lied either. What was like the worst lie you ever told, though?
Worst lie I ever told.
Like biggest lie, whether it was found out or not.
Biggest lie?
Yeah.
Let's do a dab for this. if I don't know.
Can. I mean, not if you don't know, but like, if it's something that you don't want to tell people, then yeah, do a dab.
It's hard to quantify lies. Like, it's hard to be like, oh, that was the worst one I've done.
Well, I'm not saying like literally the worst one ever, but like a very bad lie. I know mine.
I mean, I've told people like I've made plans with people and then have just not shown up.
It's not lying. That's just being flaky.
No,
that's just being a bad friend, Mark.
I've done that like once or twice. That's it.
Oh, really? Just once or twice?
Yeah. And it's just me
I once
forgetting.
told my family that I was staying with my sister for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When in fact I was going all the way to Long Island, which, if anybody knows the distance between Long Island and Albany, it's pretty fucking far away.
Mm.
I went all the way to Long Island to stay at a boyfriend's house. So it's one of those things where I'm like, if I told my mom now, she'd probably be like, "Oh my god, Elizabeth." But I feel like had she found out at the time, she would have like murdered me.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've done something similar, like told my parents I was going somewhere and went somewhere else. I can't remember what.
Lame.
Yeah,
You gotta do better.
I don't have a good memory. That's why I write shit down.
Well, I feel like hopefully, if you told a bad enough lie, it's one of those things that sticks with you.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, I should never have done that, but I did it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You know what, Mark, take a dab. Your answers weren't adequate.
But I mean, I answered truthfully.
Answers weren't adequate.
You also asked me 2 questions. The first one I answered fine. And then you threw in a second one we never agreed to. So it's 2 disqualifications for you.
And yet I'm the champion.
Okay, and Sonata was too, and he relinquished.
And I won't. What are you gonna do? Break my orbital bone?
I can end the stream right now.
Shit, wait.
Oh no, that's too much. That is too much. Oh no.
What's a king to a god?
That's too much.
What's a god to Mark's intestinal system?
There is no god in my intestinal system. That's too much.
This is fun. I'm having fun.
Oh, you're a son of a bitch. Oh, you were a son of a bitch for doing that to me. You're a son of a bitch, Mr. Grinch.
New Christmas song. All right, let's talk about this match before the Yankee game starts. Because that's coming up soon. So we start the match. Everyone's just fighting. It's a free for all. Jado gets fucking beaten up, but that's really just Jado's job in this fucking match, is to be a bit of a punching bag. Fale and Chase and Ghetto all take turns on beating him up. Pardon me, I'm drinking something carbonated now, so I'm gonna have the hiccups. Jado then avoids Fale to tag out on Tama. This sort of changes things around a little bit, turns the tides. We get a big drop kick to Fale. Yujiro attacks Tama from behind, but he gets stopped by Tonga. Then we get a double suplex to Fale from Tama and Tonga. After Fale threatens to double chokeslam both men, Chase then gets in after Tama tries and fails to get the stun gun. The gun stun. Fuck. I wrote it right.
Why is it called the gun stun and not stun gun?
Because it's the gun.
Is the gun stunning you?
Because like it's Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Like he's the gun, and he's stunning you.
It's dumb.
So it's the gun stun. Well, it's from the Good Brothers. So I mean, are you fucking shocked?
But it's a tag team move. It's not just Carl Anderson. I got some beef with fucking Carl Anderson.
Oh, get in line. Tana gets in with some flying forearms to Chase, but there's a C trigger to Tana. And then everyone takes their turn on Ghetto, because Ghetto gets in and Ghetto gets fucked up. And this is after Tana allows Jado to tag in. He kind of like thinks about it for a second. He's like, yeah, you know, you deserve it. And I was like, we did this last time. And last time this happened, Jado got his ass beat. So, we get a Dream Killer to nearly win. And then we get the most goofy bullshit in the world where everybody gets a crossface on their, significant other, on their significant other. And Jado has Ghetto. I think Tama had Fale. Tana had Chase, and Tonga may have had Yujiro. Something like that.
Yeah.
But they all got cross faces on their counterpart, and eventually Ghetto taps out.
Well, Tana probably had Chase because that was their feud.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I thought you said Tana had Bad Luck Fale. Never mind.
No, I think Tama.
They all have similar names, nicknames. So then we had LIJ versus United Empire. I predicted United Empire because I thought going into Mutiny, United Empire would have a full showcase. But boy, was I wrong. And after what happened today, it only makes sense that Shingo and Naito won. So
my Red Bull went down the wrong pipe, and now I feel like I've got strep throat. Oh my god.
Nice. You love to see it. Alright, let me take a dab for this prediction while you take care of your throat. There we go, that's a better one. Alright. Alright. What's this dare or truth dab thing?
Some of these aren't fun because I know like the answers to them. So I'm just gonna ask you this one, which I think is very blunt and I love it.
Okay.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Worst thing I've ever done.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
That is vague. Oh my god. What is the worst thing I've ever done? Have I committed a crime? Have I ever stolen money from someone? Have I killed anyone? Have I, like, puked at a funeral? No, I haven't. I don't know. I don't know if I've done anything horrible. Never. Well, there is that thing. I don't know if you want me to throw you under the bus right now, because it involves you.
No.
But is that the worst thing I've done?
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna say no.
Is it the worst thing I've done, though?
I don't think it is, because I wouldn't count it the worst thing I've done if it's what I think it is.
I've never been a home wrecker. Never,
Have you had many opportunities to wreck homes in your life?
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no. Well, I know the worst thing I've ever done, more or less.
I love how you're asking me these truth questions and then you're saying...
I was like trying to think what I've done. I'm not necessarily saying what I did. I'm just saying I know what I would say.
I mean, I could say I got into like a car accident, but that wasn't my fault, so it's not something I did.
Were you like vehemently smoking crack while doing it?
No, like I didn't get fault or anything. I don't know. I really don't know.
You know what happens when you give me a lame answer?
Cheated on a test in college.
That's a Mark. That is a different truth or dare question. Please wait until I ask that one.
Well, now you have to ask a different one.
Fuck.
Have I stolen anything from anybody? I haven't stolen a car. I haven't stolen like jewelry.
I stole something from somebody. That was like in kindergarten.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because the worst thing I can say, I don't think you would want me to say it.
I wouldn't have accepted it anyways because I don't believe it's the worst thing you've ever done.
Do you know what I mean? What I would even say?
Yeah, probably.
Wait, if you don't think that's the worst thing I've done, that means you think I've done something worse. What do you think I've done?
I just don't think that what you did was a bad thing.
Okay.
I also don't want to be part of it, though.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see you take it. Sorry.
Was I out of frame? Alright, get into LIJ versus United Empire.
Yeah, we start with Hinare versus Shingo. It's a very evenly paired match, and not in like the annoying way where it's like, oh, everything like they did drop kicks at the same time. No, it's just each move has like a response. Hinare gets some hard kicks to Shingo, but Shingo ends up catching him. He gets a back elbow off onto him. And we have Naito versus Ospreay. There's a drop kick to the back of Ospreay's head, and then the combinación cabron, which was fucking weird and very fucking like hard to keep up with. Basically, Naito sends Ospreay into the corner, goes over the ropes, sweeps his legs, hits Ospreay with double knees on the way back over the ropes, which is fucking nutty.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, just watching Ospreay versus Naito and watching Ospreay versus Shingo was like something I would absolutely watch like multiple times.
Well, Ospreay versus Shingo did happen.
It did happen.
Did Ospreay versus Naito happen?
I'm sure it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's...
Oh, wait, no. Ospreay versus Shingo did... Oh, it happened last year. New Japan Cup, I think.
Yeah. Anyways, Shingo goes for the German suplex, but Ospreay ends up landing on his feet. It's another one of those things where every move is answered with like a different move. Ospreay then sends Shingo to the ground. Shingo goes for a sliding lariat, but Ospreay avoids it. Ospreay then unnecessarily goes flying over the buckles onto Naito. Then Shingo goes to capitalize on what is a now fallen Hinare, but Ospreay stops him. Tetsuya comes through with a gnarly pop-up spinebuster to William. And then Shingo gets the pumping bomber onto Hinare, but Hinare kicks, and Shingo has to resort to the Made in Japan in order to win.
Yeah. It was a very fun match. Hinare did a lot better than I thought he would, and he had a good showing. So then we had Bullet Club's Cutest Tag Team versus 6 or 9. We both I picked 6 or 9. Did you pick 6 or 9 too? Oh, okay. That's your loss. You picked Bullet Club.
This is the beginning of the end for Elizabeth. Okay, Marcus. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done while drunk? This is a combination of like 2.
Oh my god, where does the list begin? I could name off a slew of things right now. But most embarrassing one is probably when I was in my hometown. I was at the bar with my friend, went a little too hard, and I passed out on the grass across the street. Cops came, they didn't notice me. My friend and a bunch of other people from the bar walked like into town. I was still there. Nobody noticed me, even though I was literally right across the street in low grass. And
you're like a baby fawn.
yeah, and I was found later. There's a picture of me passed out.
I'll accept that. All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
You are a psychopath. Yeah, sadist. You good? Feeling it? Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Alright, let's get into not GOD. 6 or 9 in Bullet Club.
We're running it back. We start with Taiji and Taguchi to start. I just said that. Woo. Sorry, this fucking hot sauce, or whatever you want to fucking call it, salsa, is fucking delicious. In spite of being the most painful thing I've ever had to consume. That said, I'm sweating now. And so yeah, Taiji and Taguchi to start. When LP gets in, he gets the double axe handles to the arm of Taguchi. It doesn't really mean much though, as El Phantasmo is then put in a wrist lock right afterwards. Then we get Watto and El Phantasmo. A pretty evenly. I love talking. Love saying words. Anyways. Watto and LP is actually a match that seemed like really interesting to watch. I had a lot of fun watching them against each other.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What?
I don't think it's being picked up.
It's not.
So Taiji interferes. He gets hit with a double hip toss and then double drop kick. And then we get alternating hip attacks to Taiji and LP. 6 or 9 then swing the boys of Cutest Tag Team into opposite corners. And then they kind of do-si-do and go at Taiji and LP. But Taiji and LP avoid, and they kind of do-si-do. And they find 6 or 9 waiting for them. And they kind of both like pull back like they're going to punch each other. And I don't know. I assume Watto did the same thing, but Taguchi and Sagiri's Taiji. Goofy fucking match. Taiji and LP then send Watto into Taguchi's ass, who then he thinks that he's like taken on one of Taiji or LP, but he has not. And then he sees Watto laying below him, and he's like, "Ah, fuck." And then he goes to fly ass first into Cutest Tag Team, but they avoid it. We get a big unnecessary back rake to Taguchi, and then some hip attacks to Taguchi. Taguchi hits a hip attack straight to LP's face, though. He gets Watto in. It's still pretty much in the hands of Cutest Tag Team. Watto goes off the top buckle, but Taiji holds him at first before he goes up, distracting him. So as he goes off, LP hits him with a drop kick. Then Taiji and LP stand on Watto's balls in the corner while he's upside down in that corner. And then they slam Taguchi balls first into Watto's face. And it is truly, as Watto falls down from the corner, a 69.
Love to see it.
You love to see it. Then we get a double DDT to Cutest Tag Team. Taguchi gets in, he hip attacks both men and then hits them with the B trigger, which I always find to be fucking hilarious. So stupid. Then we get a big springboard double hip attack to Cutest Tag Team. LP, however, gets his hands on Taguchi. He goes for the Three Amigos, but LP ends up being, or no. Taguchi goes for the Three Amigos, I think, but LP stops him on the third. We get a jawbreaker on Watto from Taiji, and then a moonsault onto the back of Watto from El Phantasmo. I believe at this point Watto's actually the legal man. Then LP hits Watto with a UFO, but it's still not enough. Tries to hit the Thunder Kiss 86, but it doesn't work. That is because Taiji doesn't hold Taguchi back. Taguchi ends up breaking up the cover. LP goes for the super kick, which inevitably would have put him away, but Watto catches it, stuns LP, gets Taguchi in. We get sort of an atomic drop counter to the flying hip attack, and then we get a lot of creative pin, and then we get the most creative pin, which is Taguchi pulls his pants down to pin LP.
To show he doesn't have a loaded butt.
Yep. There you go. And he wins.
Yep.
I love this match. I thought this match was super fucking fun, and obviously it's like one of those matches. It's very similar to like fucking the Sami Zayn match, where it's like it's just fucking goofy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So then we had Taichi versus Toriano for the KOPW title in a no ropes. Fuck, what was the name of it? It wasn't they specifically said
no ropes ring out match?
No ropes ring out match. That was it. They specifically said not sumo rules because it would be disrespectful to the art of sumo wrestling.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm normally known for my incredible focus, but I'm having horrible focus with this.
I can tell.
Um,
So we both picked Toriano.
Yes, we did.
Expecting the KOPW title to only involve Toriano and always be in his hand.
You would think.
I mean, Okada literally made the title for Toriano. But now Taichi has other plans.
All right. So while we both do a dab, let me have you noodle on this. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Biggest mistake I ever made.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh god. Biggest mistake I ever made. Ooh. I really don't know. Welcome, Mariam. We're both doing well, eating some spice. Liz won the championship, and she's asking me truth or dab questions. This one, what is my biggest mistake? I really don't know.
I'm sweating.
Biggest mistake.
Fucking poked myself in the eye.
You did. Oh.
Speaking of biggest mistakes.
I would say it's in college I wasn't very like I was very one track minded, and so when I had a girlfriend in college I put all of my friends on the back burner.
Oh, yes.
and I lost a lot of friendships because of that, and I didn't like get a solid group of friends until like junior year of college, because every group I like wouldn't hang out with them because I had to Skype call with my girlfriend and shit like that.
Fine, I guess.
Aha.
Talking about like accidental embezzlement, Mark. That's what it's fucking going
Well,
for
that's
here.
never happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could also say my car accident is a big mistake.
Well, was that a mistake? Well, I mean, it was a mistake, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like a mistake is like, I don't know.
It was a mistake because I went in like I was moving to a different lane, but that lane would have taken me away from where I needed to go. So had I not moved, I wouldn't have gotten into a car accident.
Yeah, okay. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I also was a train wreck of a human being for like 4 solid years. So I feel like my mistakes are terrible, and then I like realized I was like, well, you were also a mess. So.
You do realize you're asking me the questions, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I'm not allowed to talk about myself at all on this podcast. Anyways.
I was just making sure you knew that.
Guys, let's all remember that this podcast is only about Marcus.
Oh my
Nobody's
God.
saying anything else about themselves.
Oh my God. All right.
Is it okay that I'm about to talk about this match?
You know what? I'm just going to shut up and just let you solo the podcast now.
It doesn't matter. I don't really have that many notes for this match because it's not really easy to take notes on a sumo match.
It wasn't sumo.
I'm sorry, on a pseudo sumo match.
No ring out match. No ropes
ring out match.
No ring.
It's very hard to take. It's hard to take notes on a no ring ropes out match.
Yep.
No, got it. Also, though, we did find out that we're apparently going to get new young lions soon. Not necessarily young lions like participating in matches. I don't know, but we might be seeing new young lions.
Mm-hmm. From the
so that was
LA
really cool.
dojo,
That'll be
right?
fun. No, from the New Zealand dojo.
Oh, okay.
From the Lions Roar show that we really should watch.
Yeah.
It was actually very interesting. And very stressful because, like, they're fucking intense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we get some standing switches and some kicks to the legs. And then we get Elizabeth not being able to scroll. It's very clear from the beginning that the sumo match is not a sumo match at all. We get an enziguri to Toriano. The referee ends up getting launched from the ring, and basically, after some futzing around one of the posts, Taiji, I did this earlier. I called him Taiji before. There's so much noise and my mouth is on fire.
You need more Red Bull.
Just fucking shotgun it. Taichi ends up just yanking Yano out of the ring. And I'm glad that he won because I think he would have looked like a fool had he not won. And I don't think that Toriano is the type of person that's in the position to be making people look like fools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the fool. Plus, Mio Abe was there.
Yeah.
And she gave Taichi his nose spray. But yeah, it was actually a really fun match to watch. It was just not a match that necessarily had a lot of content for me to take notes on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It was pretty decent. Yano is very entertaining, especially going against someone who's fairly serious like Taichi.
Yeah.
So after the match, Taichi said, he got on the mic and he said, now that I've taken this trophy, I can take it to a new stage. I'm going to put this in the main event. Just like I promised, I'm going to put this on the line in a main event spot. So I want an appropriate opponent, a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Shingo Takagi, which is very interesting. Maybe making the title a bit more serious.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and I wonder what stipulations will be cooked up for that.
Yeah.
I'm
interested.
After that match, we had Sonata coming out. And Sonata said, I was out thanks to a fractured orbital bone. Also, he's looking great, by the way. He cleaned up very nicely. And I don't know when I'll be able to return to competition, and I'll have to relinquish the IWGP United States title. I do want this title to go to the former champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. But then Will Ospreay comes out fuming. And he says, are you for real, mate? No way, mate. They tried screwing me on my World Heavyweight title run. They tried screwing me on my New Japan Cup. And now again. Don't think so. Sonata, I'd like to say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Learn how to protect yourself, mate. You're gonna surrender that title to me, since I've caved your fucking face in. Give me that right now. And Sonata doesn't at first, and he says, now. And then Hiroshi Tanahashi comes out. Miriam said this is the most spot-on impression you've ever done.
I was going to say, this is probably your best accent.
Ospreay, when he sees Tana come out, he says, no, we're not doing this. Disappear. Give me the United States Championship. I'm trying to do something. Piss off. And then Tana just says, shut up. Let me tell you something. I have a good idea. We fight for the US Heavyweight Championship. And then Ospreay just says, I'm taking that belt, bitch. And then Ospreay leaves. Tana says to Sonata, Sonata, get better. I'm waiting. Sonata says, see you next time. So hopefully we get a rematch between Sonata and Tana. But Ospreay versus Tana, that will be really good.
That will be really good. Unfortunately, at the cost of having to listen to Ospreay cut promos. But
yeah. But maybe Ospreay will win the title and then we get Ospreay versus Sonata, because that will be insane.
That implies that Ospreay and Sonata could happen anytime in the next, like, year.
True.
I mean, who has gotten an orbital bone broken and has come back? How long was he out for?
I don't think for too long. He fractured his orbital bone, which I think is the same thing Sonata did. Is there a date on this article? 3 months ago. He wasn't out for too long. Oh wait, yeah, January.
Apparently, after around 3 to 4 weeks after the injury, the formation of new mature bone starts. This can take a long time, several years, in fact.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how bad it was. I don't think Eddie Kingston's was that bad. Sonata, it seems like his is worse. But we'll see. I mean, it might be the same level as Eddie. Because when did Sonata fight Will Ospreay?
Early March? Really?
Yeah, March 17th. So okay, so we've still got a couple months before we need to start like getting worried about Sonata. But his return will be awesome.
Yeah.
So then we get, unfortunately, Hiromu Takahashi versus Evil. And we both picked Hiromu Takahashi, thinking that this shit with Evil would finally end. But no, it doesn't. He's still the never open weight champion.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. What is the worst thing you've ever said to anyone?
Oh, worst thing I've ever said. I think I've just like every moody teen, I told my mom that I hate her.
Ah, we've all done that.
Okay, don't invalidate my past.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that from you.
No. It was bad though. Worst thing I've ever said.
At the time, I didn't realize why it was bad though.
Yeah. No, I'm generally trying to avoid being like saying mean stuff to people for the most part.
I would hope.
I mean, some people like to be mean to others. Or don't hold themselves back.
You can say it to my face.
I wasn't talking about you. I'll do another dab.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, sorry. I don't want to take away your moment.
What?
I was gonna relate to you, but I don't want to take away your moment.
Oh my god. Whatever.
All right.
Oh god.
Should I wait till you're not dying?
You're good.
Like blown out.
Just go.
All right. So first off, Evil just leaves the ring. He goes to get a chair. And then Hiromu follows him. Dick Togo looks like he's about to like try to like attack Hiromu, but the referee is there, and the referee's like, "Hey, if you do that, you're gonna get you're gonna get DQ'd." And so Hiromu knows this, and he's just standing there like, let's drop my phone. Hiromu then drags Evil into the barricade, hits him with a shotgun dropkick, and then another dropkick. This upper hand doesn't last very long. Hiromu ends up running after Dick Togo right into a lariat from Evil. Evil then saddles Hiromu with a chair and hits it. Then Dick Togo uppercuts Hiromu after Evil distracts the referee. However, Hiromu takes out Dick Togo, goes for a suplex on Evil. Evil avoids it and kind of plunks the eye of Hiromu, but Hiromu hits Evil with a Death Valley driver in the corner. And then goes for a sunset bomb. Can't quite get that. Goes for the power bomb instead, power bombing Evil into Dick Togo. But we're ringside again. Hiromu gets hit with a Fisherman Buster on the ground. And then he gets hit with a Darkness Falls, but Hiromu kicks out at the last possible second. Evil then distracts the ref, and Dick Togo gets the garrote around the neck of Hiromu, but Hiromu powers free. Then Dick Togo distracts the referee, making it so Hiromu's pin doesn't count. He goes for the magic killer, though. Evil does on Hiromu. But Hiromu gets free and then makes Dick Togo complicit in the magic killer on Evil. And then he hits the everything is evil to Dick Togo, gets the time bomb off to Evil, who kicks out, goes for what I think was the Victory Royale, which is one of his like signature moves. Because I heard Royale or Royal from Chris Charleston or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Chris Charlton.
Charlton. So I guess that's what that was. Then Evil fucks up the ref, but he gets a low blow for his trouble, and then Hiromu twists Evil up like a little pretzel, hits him with a huge lariat. But Evil ends up getting the everything is evil to win the match.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible because it was like less interference. It was less overbooked, and Hiromu's story was better than like Ishii's was, but still, Hiromu should have won this, and it's just such bullshit that Evil. I don't know what Evil has on the bookers, but he's got to have something.
They just like they start like writing out the card, and Evil's just sitting there with like a gun. He's like, they write Hiromu defeats, and then Evil's just like you hear the click, and they're like, erase.
So after the match, Tama Tonga comes out to confront Evil, but then he's attacked by Yujiro Takahashi. Tonga Loa comes out and lays out Evil and Yujiro. Tama says, "Evil, you betrayed me. I never forget. It's time for my payback. I will get my revenge." So, next up, we have United Empire versus Bishamon. We both picked Bishamon because they just got the titles.
We should have seen it coming when United Empire was booked for Capital Collision.
Yeah.
And also, I believe, Windy City Riot, so.
Yep.
But Jeff Cobb's growing that mustache back in.
Yeah.
We can have something, and it's that.
It doesn't help that this sauce is like chunks in it.
Ew.
Well, it's just got a lot of loose like peppers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like hearing the word chunks in my food. That sounds disgusting. Hang on, let me just do my dab before I ask you a question.
Yep, give me some time to recover. Also,
some of these are like kind of goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I was just gonna say, there's this article here that's about Logan Paul and his WrestleMania match. Apparently, Triple H came up to him before the match, and he said, "Just so you know, it's not always about physicality. The people want to see your charisma. They want to see you, your personality," which I think is something that should be told to a lot more people that debut at WWE, especially now with NXT 2.0. People care more about charisma. Something Ronda Rousey needs to hear.
Well, that woman, you could pump personality into her and she'd still be boring as fuck.
Yeah.
So I went from Yahoo questions, like some Yahoo Sports, whatever, I don't know. They had truth or dare questions, and those were actually pretty decent. I'm on Teen Vogue now, and like, my God, is it the most Teen Vogue thing in the world? For being from 2021, it's like, what's the most embarrassing music that you listen to? It's like,
people are embarrassed by music nowadays.
Yeah, how are you embarrassed by your music taste? What the fuck? And like, if you only had to watch, if you had to only ever watch rom-coms or only watch scary movies for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Like, why is that a truth or dare question? Like, oh God, I don't want to tell you guys scary movies.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. Anyways, oh no.
What?
Nothing. There's one that would get me in trouble. Let's see. What is... No. Because you have an answer for that. All right, fine. What's the most shallow reason that you've ever decided not to pursue a person? Like, a reason to, like... Yeah, I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, you know the answer.
So, this is more of an interview question now.
So, in college, I was seeing this girl. We went on like 4 dates, and I noticed after a couple, she had a very... wasn't a weird laugh. It was a bad laugh. It's like if her genuine laugh was that laugh that you give people, like your fake laugh to just humor people. That was her consistent, genuine laughter. And I'm somebody that likes to make people laugh, and if I can't feel satisfaction from making somebody laugh, then it's worthless. And I couldn't live with that.
Damn.
Yeah. Like,
sometimes things happen in Seinfeld where I'm like, that would never happen.
I had a George Costanza moment.
No, because remember Jerry was like, I had that one girl during the cabin episode that he said was like Elmer Fudd sitting on a juicer.
Yeah.
And then that's the same episode where Kramer ends up burning down the cabin.
Oh my God, yeah. Aww. Yeah.
Anyways, have I watched too much Seinfeld? Maybe.
You can never watch too much Seinfeld.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There are people who stood in Times Square watching that finale.
That's on them, though. I would never.
Yeah.
I feel like as a woman, there are fewer times that I've ever like turned a person down because of something superficial. I don't know if it's an as a woman thing, but I feel like I just have never turned someone down because of like I feel like people have given me reasons very quickly, as opposed to me having to find or not having to find, but like finding something that was like annoying.
Yeah.
Normally, I just like my problem was always that like a guy would like text me too much, and I'd be like, ah man, I gotta answer these.
That's definitely a reason.
And then 3 months would pass, and I'd be like, ah man, I still have to answer these. Anyways, I've never done anything embarrassing to Mark though. In terms of
definitely
texting.
never, ever, never.
I didn't accidentally text the wrong Mark for a solid month. That didn't happen.
United Empire versus Bishamon.
Anyways, so handshakes turn into violence.
Oh yeah, the reason the handshakes happened was because Great Okan, wanting to always brag about how he saved that girl from being kidnapped, he goes up to Hiroki Goto, who is a father himself, and says, "You are a father. You should feel gracious that I did that to shake my hand." And it was gross.
So is it real?
I think so, yeah. Like it was a real thing that happened, but they're just milking it.
I don't know. It feels weird that they're milking it. But like I guess as long as all parties involved are fine with it, then like fine.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like the type of person that like saves a child from getting kidnapped would not be the same person that's like, this is gonna look great for my reputation, you know? I feel like those two schools of thought do not exactly cross over.
But I think it's also Great Okan knowing, like, if I milk this, I look like an asshole, so I'm gonna do it. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah, there's a point. Anyway, so we get some, handshakes turn into violence because Bishamon know exactly what's going to happen. They know that this handshake is not just a handshake. So they attack United Empire. Bishamon then send Jeff Cobb into Great Okan. And then they kind of like powerbomb him into Great Okan. And then he kind of goes to get up and they play him like a little war drum and knock him back down to Okan. United Empire then send Bishamon into the barricades, though. Jeff gets in as the legal man. He surfs on Yoshihashi's back, and his foot slips, actually, while he's doing this. Which I was like, oh, ow, my fucking skin. But he slips a little bit. However, he regains himself and does Hiroki Goto's little, like, his hand thing that he does, like, the little, like, whatever. And makes like a goofy ass face. I fucking hate Jeff Cobb. But I mean, like, I adore him. But he's so annoying. However, Yoshihashi ends up going after that leg of Jeff Cobb, the one that was injured and is still, I guess, injured technically. This doesn't hold Jeff back from a running vertical suplex to Yoshihashi. He then sits on, Great Okan gets in. He sits on Yoshihashi in the corner while Jeff kind of like guards from Hiroki Goto. He's like, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I was like, this is annoying. He rolls him up. Okan rolls him up, sits on him again. He then, when Yoshihashi kicks out, Great Okan hits him with a bicycle kick. He tries forcing Yoshihashi to kiss his boots, though, and Yoshihashi successfully blocks from that. Hits a flying blockbuster to Okan, and then we get Hiroki Goto in. He's subjected to some Mongolian chops, but he responds with a back heel and a bulldog. Okan sends Goto into the corner, but Goto dodges Okan as he runs at him, hits Jeff Cobb, who is now in the ring, with a lariat. Yoshihashi gets in. We get a team blockbuster to Okan. However, once Jeff Cobb gets in, or he doesn't get in, actually. He's not legal during this. Once Jeff Cobb gets in the ring, though, he is apparently in the business of beheading people today, as he nearly takes the head of Goto off of Goto's shoulders. Then we get an over-the-top arm drag to Goto. Jeff actually gets in now. Hits a dropkick to Haruki, which, my God, Jeff Cobb is not the type of man that you would think is going for a dropkick. Also, he goes for a moonsault, but Goto rolls away. Yoshihashi gets in. Yoshi winds Cobb's knee around the ropes, drop kicks. It hits a neck breaker. Great Okan then comes in, chokes Yoshihashi. Jeff actually gets the moonsault onto him. They want the Imperial drop, but Goto ends up saving Yoshihashi. He lifts Jeff himself, which was really impressive in my opinion.
Yeah. I said yeah.
Oh, I thought you said what? I was like, I just said it. He then drops him over the knee. Okan, however, saves Jeff from Bishamon, finishing him off. Still gets kind of murked by Yoshi. Then we get some strikes to Jeff from Yoshihashi. However, Jeff gets the spin cycle off onto Yoshihashi. He goes for Tour of the Islands, but he gets a forearm and a boot instead. Then Yoshihashi hits like a Canadian destroyer to Jeff.
That was insane.
Or I think Haruki did that, and Yoshihashi took Okan off the apron.
Yeah.
One way or the other, whether it was him or not, it doesn't matter. That was wild. Actually, it was Yoshihashi. Yeah. Then we get the Shoto to nearly win. I think it's like, you said it was like around the second or third time that they had done this. Then we get a knee breaker on Jeff. Jeff doesn't tap. He gets really fucking close to it. Looks like he needs to, but Great Okan breaks the cover. And then we get something eliminator. I didn't see what or hear what the name was exactly, but it was some sort of eliminator to Yoshihashi, and then the Imperial drop to Goto, and then to both of our surprises, Jeff Cobb got the Tour of the Islands, and they won. They won against Fishermen.
I didn't expect that at all, but should have known.
Neither did I.
So then Great Okan gets on the mic, and he said, "You should all hail. Show your gratitude, your praise, champion of all that is good. Are you crying now that you've lost, and the year as champions had no value? You can come back and try to challenge us again, but whatever happens, we will be victorious, and that is the power of the United Empire." Now, up next, we have Sho versus El Desperado for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And I picked Sho.
Yes, you did. I picked Desperado. Because Despy had gotten his ass beat for like the last couple of weeks.
Alright, give me another fucking question.
Okay. What is one thing that you have that is like, it's kind of stupid, but if somebody took it away from you, you would be very, very, very upset? Oh, computer doesn't count.
No. Actually, it's these two things. So this, which always stays on my desk, an egg for this trying time. It's a reference to Always Sunny. It's a gift from one of my best friends. Looks like I think it's like 3D printed, but it is sitting on my desk. I think we used it as a trophy for something for a little bit. I can't remember what we used it as a trophy for.
We used it for fantasy, the esports thing that we used to do.
Oh, right. We should use it for our wrestling fantasy.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is this, and it's kind of broken, like the button's a little messed up here, but it is a Shreksa. A Shreksa. It's like Alexa but Shrek, and I press this button here and it'll play a recording of this is from a gift from the same best friend. It plays a recording of some guy on Fiverr who does a Shrek voice and wishes me a happy birthday, and gives me good wishes, and it's a good pick-me-up from a hard day. And you've probably seen it in the background here a bunch. Normally sits back there, but that is one of my favorite things. Both those things are. So yeah.
Nice. All right. That was too easy. I'll have to make sure that my next one's really difficult.
Yeah. So, Show versus Despy.
All right. Okay. So Show attacks from literally nowhere. Show comes out, like Show would do. And then Despy comes out, and somehow Show's behind him.
Magic.
Marty ends up stopping Show from using a chair. Despy begins attacking at this point. Sends Show into the barricade, then over the barricade, and then he pours a drink on Show, and then he drinks some of that drink as well. And I said, Despy, COVID. Stop. Eventually, the match finally starts, which it takes a while for it to start. Despy then stomps Show a lot, slaps him like to high heavens. Show then hits Despy with a chair, renders him absolutely conked. And Despy, if he was not knocked out, Despy played knocked out very well. Because he didn't fucking move.
The man's got many talents.
It was a chair shot straight to the head, too. So, like, if he was knocked out, I would have been like, oh.
And he was running into it, too.
Yeah. So, ringside, we get some more chair shots. Despy decides to fly out onto Show. And Despy then flies out onto Show, sure, successfully, yeah. But he goes hip first into the barricade, over the barricade, onto a table that falls over, so his leg hits the side of the table. Fucking stupid. Like, there are like bumps that I see, and I'm like, oh, like, wow, that's impressive. And then there are bumps I see, and I'm like, that's not necessary. We didn't have to do that. Yeah. But of course, it's Despy, and Despy was like, I am literally going to put this body on the line. Yeah, fun. We get an arm submission similar to like a commercial you are onto Despy, and then a belly to back after a hard forearm to Show. He flies out onto Show and partially onto Milano, the announcer. Milano Collection ET, if you will. And then let me quickly pull up my notes here. And not the notes that you think I'm talking about. Then we get the Guitarra de la Muerte, which is a back-to-back double underhook pile driver. And at first, I found the name of it because I couldn't hear stream, and I found something else that was in like his signature moves, and I was like, "Damn, like that's a really one." Like it wasn't this one, but I was like, "That's a lot of moves shoved into one move." Yeah, it's like, and then he did it. But first, we get some wrenching of the arms of Despy until Despy ends up grabbing the rope, and then even a little more after because the ref just doesn't fucking care. Then Show spears Despy, but Despy gets a spinebuster off onto Show, and the Guitarra de Angel, which was the one that I said, this is fucking ridiculous, because it is a double underhook, overhead, gut wrench, backbreaker rack transitioned into a powerbomb. And the move itself does not look that complicated.
The man has many talents. He can hide the gut wrench and all that, the backbreaker. He can hide it all very well. He does it all so quickly that it all just looks like fucking Blue Thunder Bomb.
I think Despy is one of my favorite wrestlers.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. He's fucking impressive. The wrench makes its first appearance, but Despy ends up getting Show and like hitting him with like sort of a backpack driver, which also has a name, but I don't okay. I'm after that last one, I was like, I'm done. We, however, see Show get the snake bite put onto Despy after Despy goes from numero dos. However, Despy breaks out of it. He gets hit with a low blow. And Show gets like kind of like fucking hyped up a little bit. He goes like a little crazy. But then he gets his shit absolutely rocked with, I think, like a forearm. And then Despy hits the Pinche Loco to a win, which I thought was really impressive. I was really happy about it. And he didn't lose his mask this time, so.
He had it ripped open, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Like, the eye hole was, like, ripped all the way up to here.
Oh.
But really cool stuff from Despy. Then I thought this match was also worse than the Evil Hiromu match, just because this show is even more infuriating to watch than Evil somehow. But then Taiji Ishimori walks out and he says, "Despy, did you win? If Show would want to be more interesting. Since I'm here, I bet you know what I want. I'm always after that belt. I know you put out a lot of names, but right now I want to know what the champion wants to do. Are you going to put that belt on the line against someone from another promotion or me?" So then the lights go off. Someone runs in. And when the lights come on, we see it's Francesco Akira, who has appeared on Rev Pro, and has wrestled with Will Ospreay before. And he takes off he opens up his jacket and reveals United Empire shirt. He says, "See you at the best of Super Junior." So Despy then says, all of this in the middle, Akira showed up. But he said he'd be at best of Super Junior. But you lost your title match tonight. I do know that you're quite the strong challenger, but shall we? You did come out here and go through all this. When we wrestled, although I was champion, I was a challenger. This time I will truly be a champion. And then finally, the main event, we get Kazuchika Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We both picked Kazuchika Okada. And now, Liz, give me one last question.
All right. Marcus, let's finish this one up with a good one.
Okay.
What is your biggest insecurity?
My biggest insecurity? Oh my god. Like, I don't want to answer it because I just want to take a dab, but also it's the last one.
You don't have to.
It's the last one, so I gotta make it. Like I should sports entertain it up. I mean, probably it's my belly, getting a bit of a beer belly. It's probably the biggest thing I'm insecure about. The point where like I'll pull up my pants a bit, try and get it to go down.
All right, I will take that.
Okay. Now after you made me go through that, let's get into the match.
Gladly. So Zack starts by getting the arm of Okada. Okada gets free. We get some body scissors on Okada, but Okada disentangles. We get a hard and weird ankle lock on Okada. That's nasty, but Okada gets free almost immediately, grabs the rope. There's a forearm to the face of Zack and then a neck breaker to Zack. Zack gets a cross armbar to Okada, and then he slides off the apron, so he's upside down. Pardon me. So he's upside down, then back on the floor, and then he pulls the arm back further. And then he lets go. And then he screams Okada's name, and then he stomps on Okada's elbow. Because most of Zack Sabre Jr.'s matches are him screaming the other person's name and the other person screaming his name and then doing something right afterward. Then Zack takes to breaking the wrist of Okada in the ring, stomps his elbow again, tries to break the arm of Okada. He gets brought up and down in like a little flapjack. We get an elbow to the face of Zack and then a DDT. Zack twists the hammerlock submission on Okada's arm in like a really nasty, like fucking repulsive manner. He wants the package driver, or Okada wants a package driver, but Zack gets Okada's arm wrapped up before he can execute it. He gets dropped on his neck anyway, so it doesn't matter. Then he gets the Cobra Twist to Okada. Okada gets free. Zack still reapplies the Cobra Twist. He gets flung out, put into the money clip. He gets out of that. He gets put back in. Gets some more Cobra Twists between both of them. Zack avoids the shotgun dropkick, goes for a guillotine of sorts, doesn't get that, avoids another dropkick, gets the shiny triangle, and then, gets the shiny triangle submission on Okada. But Okada powers up and then power bombs Zack. We get a dropkick to Okada's head after the triangle submission hold doesn't work. And then we get a humongous dropkick to Zack. However, Zack gets a cross armbar, and then like a nasty fucking arm submission on Okada where like, both arms are back. And they're being just like pulled. Okada ends up breaching the rope, and thank God for that, because like, you know, I don't want to see somebody lose their arm on my Saturday. Then Zack does a lot of kicking on the floor, but gets hit with a tombstone pile driver, gets hit with a flying and lingering drop kick, and then a tombstone pile driver, or another tombstone pile driver, sorry. Then he gets hit with a lariat. It's not the Rainmaker though, despite what Chris and Kevin were saying. Okada goes for the Rainmaker, but Zack gets the Zack driver to Okada, or the Sabre driver to Okada, but nothing comes of it. We get a drop kick to Zack and then a PK to Okada and another PK, but no real move. He gets the Fujiwara on Okada. Okada reaches the ropes. It's getting fucking tired. Then we get a big drop kick to Zack. Zack gets the rear naked on Okada, but it doesn't matter. Okada gets the landslide, gets the Rainmaker, wins the match, and I fucking am upset about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's natural to be upset about things. I just didn't have any hopes that like Zack would get the hurrah and then Okada would tap out and I would get to hear Kevin Kelly call it and then all the streamers would fall from the sky. And it's not something that I was expecting to see today, but it's fine. And I'm fine. Oh, wow.
Can someone clip that?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
So Okada won. Good. It was their second time fighting, and as Kevin Kelly said, this was shorter than the last one, which I guess it makes sense because the whole story with this, Zack was saying Okada hadn't grown, and Okada proved him wrong. He grew. But now, as far as what happened after the match, Okada gets on the mic and he says, "Thanks for the support once again. To Zack, it's been your first time wrestling for this belt in 4 years. Whether we do it in 4 years or sooner, I'd be happy to. You won New Japan Cup and I couldn't. But to stand here and beat the New Japan Cup winner is something I could be proud of. And the next challenger, maybe I can be one to decide. Maybe it should be Naito. In the New Japan Cup, you beat me, and I've got a debt to be settled. When it comes to that, not Tranquilo. I want Naito out here." And then he waits like a hot minute, and and Naito doesn't come out. And he's like, maybe he's gone home. I'm sure it doesn't change my opinion any, but the Naito comes out. And then Okada says, "For all the Tranquilo, you had me rattled. Just like I said, even though I beat you in a title match, you beat me in the cup. We're 1-1, so let's have a rubber match." Naito says, "I didn't think I'd hear my name coming from Okada's lips, but I was gonna get out of here. Okada likes wrestling with me. I love locking up with Okada. Name a day and place, and I'll eagerly accept it." Okada says, "You know where it'll be. May 1st, Dontaku. Seems Naito likes locking up with me. I kinda like your destino. So if you think you can make me taste it, go ahead and try. It's alright. May 1st. Sounds good to me. third time this year. Maybe there might be people who've had enough of us, but people that can have more of Okada and Naito, please clear your plates and get set for Dontaku. 19 years I got into this business on April 8th, and now I'm able to start my 20th year as a pro wrestler in defense of this title. That's fucking insane. Maybe we're still facing our obstacles in the face of COVID, but it seems like there are a lot of people here tonight willing to keep on their own fights. Sometimes there might be hard times, but New Japan Pro Wrestling will always be there to give you energy and power, and I'll still be there to lead the way. The 50th year of New Japan Pro Wrestling still has a long way to go, and we'll still be tearing it up, and I'll be there making it rain. And although it sucks for Zack, I'm glad Okada still has the belt because he is a great champion and a great face for New Japan.
I just don't want to watch him against Naito again. If I wanted to watch a third match with the same guys within like a very short period of time, I would have watched the other match 3 times.
But think about it. Who else would there be right now to challenge him?
Me! I'll do it. Fuck, I don't know.
What I'm hoping for is Mox beats Will Ospreay at Windy City Riot, and then Mox makes his way over to Japan and face Ospreay. Or face Okada.
I was gonna say, I just said I hate repeat matches.
I mean, I was gonna say like maybe Jeff Cobb, but Jeff Cobb just got the tag titles. And there's not really anyone else in the main event that could do it, that could fight Okada. Tanahashi is busy with the US title. Hiromu's just lost never open weight thing. Maybe Suzuki, but Suzuki's busy in the US right now. Ishii's gonna be busy in the US. Rebellion. But maybe when he comes back, he could. But I wouldn't be into that match, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Naito just seems right to buy some time before more people can come over from overseas.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Kota Ibushi, though, maybe he's the next one. They're waiting for him to recover. Because it was supposed to be around this time that he was supposed to be returning to wrestling. Like he was supposed to come back for New Japan Cup, but his injury flared up or something.
I don't think he was ready to come back, honestly. I don't think his injury flared up. I don't think his injury was gone.
Yeah. And maybe Kota was supposed to be the one to challenge after Zack. Or maybe Kota Ibushi was supposed to win the tournament and then Zack challenges after. I don't know. Who knows with New Japan? They're so chaotic with all their bookings. All right, so you want to talk about the best of the night?
Yeah, sure. Motherfucker.
All right. Before we get to the best of the night, though, let me get into updating the top 10 wrestlers in pro wrestling for this week. And we've got some more domination from Japan. Starting at number 10, and this is all in kayfabe, so wins, losses, etc., etc. Number 10, Hiromu Takahashi. This hasn't been updated from today. Hiromu Takahashi. Number 9, formerly the IWGP United States Champion, Sonata. Number 8, formerly the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Number 7, the Progress champion and the ROH undisputed champion, Jonathan Gresham. Number 6, Shingo Takagi. Number 5, now the IWGP Tag Team Champion, Great Khan. Number 4, from Dragon Gate, Koto Minoura. Number 3, also from Dragon Gate, Yuki Yoshioka. Number 2, also from Dragon Gate, Kaito Ishida. And number 1, also from Dragon Gate, Dragon Dia. Top 4 is completely dominated by Dragon Gate, and only 2 non-Japanese wrestlers are in this list. But that might change very soon. Come Backlash.
Yeah.
All right. Best of the night. I'm going to give you 3 wrestlers for Wrestler of the Night. You ready?
Yes.
Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, and Zack Sabre Jr. You know it's been a good night if those 3 are the 3 for Wrestler of the Night.
You know what I'm gonna say. Why are you asking me?
I know, but it's part of the system. It's the foundation.
I'm saying Zach. Of course I'm saying Zach. I think he's an incredible wrestler, and I'd watch him every day. Yeah, because I'd watch him every day for the rest of my goddamn life if I had the opportunity.
You're gonna get bored of him one day. Just like I got bored of Drew McIntyre.
I have never gotten bored of... Well, Drew McIntyre is kind of a wrestler. He's also incredibly hot, and I have not let that go.
All right, let's talk about match of the night. And I agree with you on Zach. So, as always, we go from the worst match to the best match of the night, and we'll talk about which one's the best match of the night. So, worst match of the night with a 3 out of 10, Show vs. El Desperado. This needed more Despy wrestling and not just taking a bunch of bumps, but he took those bumps real well. Next up with a 4 out of 10, Hiromu Takahashi vs. Evil. Had Hiromu won, this would have been a lot higher. But because Evil won, it's where it's at right now. And thank you, Mariam, for our... remember to leave a question for our question segment in the chat right now if you want to ask us anything. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment and we'll get to it in the next one. If you're listening on Spotify, join us at twitch.tv/The Pinfall Podcast to chat with us live. All right. Next up, 4 out of 10. Oh, notification just went off. Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Geto versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jado, and God. It was a fine match. Wasn't particularly entertaining. It is what it is. So next up, with a 6 out of 10, Taichi vs. Toru Yano. It was pretty fun. Yeah, wasn't super exciting, but just pretty fun. Okay. Same with the next one, 6 out of 10, Shingo Takagi and Naito versus Will Ospreay and Aaron Henare. It was very fun. Next, 7 out of 10, United Empire vs. Bishamon. Super fun. Very exciting. And same with Bullet Club's Cutest Tag Team versus 6 or 9. This was wildly fun. This was this was so much fun. And Taguchi is so fucking entertaining. So this might have been like one of the highlights of the night. But finally, my pick for match of the night, and I guarantee it's yours too. With a 9 out of 10, Kazuchika Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr.
I agree.
All right. Perfect. So, Zack Sabre Jr., both Wrestler of the Night and Match of the Night. Same with Kazuchika Okada, Match of the Night. All right. Liz, you want to answer some questions?
I will answer a question.
We've got 2.
Well, pick one.
let's see. Let's do the one on YouTube first. Miriam has a fun one, so we'll save hers for last. Milam on YouTube on our pre-WrestleMania Impact show asked, what would be your big WrestleMania entrance to make it stand out compared to everyone else's? Let's pretend money isn't a concern.
Money is not a concern. All right. Well, of course my first one was like, I don't know why I was thinking water, but I can't swim, so there's no reality in water. Yeah, I don't know why. My brain was just thinking water, and I was like, yeah, sure.
The place and swim in.
No, I get lowered in a cage with like a bunch of sharks.
What?
Don't worry, I'm thinking. I'm processing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah? You sure?
Wait, I'm gonna have to.
I mean, I've got an answer. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
So I would come out to Poppy. I'd license a Poppy song. I would come out holding Pete's under my arm, and we'll say that her reaction is not a concern either. And yeah, if we're talking WrestleMania entrance, it would be Pete's under my arm, Poppy, and fucking riding in like a Jeep, like top down Jeep, standing on it, riding in.
Okay, so it's funny. My second idea was tigers. So interesting. We kind of got the same vibe there.
Oh god. Tigers.
So yeah, no, okay. Think. Okay? Money's not an object. I'm gonna make it look like I am walking out of the jungle. This has nothing to do with my gimmick, by the way. But hear me out. Just like kind of like tall grasses, like flowers, shit like that, right? Okay, cool. I'm walking out. Got two tigers on either side of me. They don't need leashes. They're just walking with me. They're trained. And then full string quartet playing my song. Orchestra.
How would you get the grass in?
Money is not an object, Mark.
It's not money. That's.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be real. But yeah, full string quartet. There's gonna be so much fucking like glittery pyro. You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna be like, how is this possible? And I'm gonna say it's because money wasn't an object.
Okay.
And you want anything else?
Miriam said it's just the audience on either side of the ramp holding up green pieces of paper.
Perfect. But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that'd be good.
Very interesting. Like I would want to see
really
how the tigers
in the string quartet.
Uh-huh. It's like the tigers just attack the string quartet.
Well, that's when they walk back up the ramp. What they do after they drop me off at the ring, we're done. It doesn't matter.
So what song are you coming out to?
Oh, what song am I coming out to? Yeah. I don't fucking know. Whatever beautiful classical arrangement I can
fucking just they're all playing the wrong note.
Nah, no, it's probably what's that fucking the one that I really like? Hang on. No.
The one in the Anthony Bourdain.
It's not Anthony Bourdain, but yes. It's Winter in F minor by Vivaldi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Miriam asked, who do you think has the best finisher in New Japan?
I don't feel like I've got to answer that question.
You're gonna say Zach.
Yes, I am. It's a cool fucking finisher.
Well, I'm not gonna say Zach.
And it's got a long ass name, so.
Desperado has a really cool finisher. But I also kind of really like Evil's. Everything is Evil. Looks pretty cool. It's got a cool name. But who else is in New Japan? Let me see. Oh no, it's Jeff Cobb. Tour of the Islands is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Tour of the Islands is awesome. What's Osprey's finisher?
Well, Osprey finishes with a lariat, something, or like a fist to the back of the head, sort of like carrying cross. Mm-hmm. He has a finisher that's really cool, but he doesn't always use it. It's kind of annoying.
Right.
My reason for picking Zach is because Zach has like a number of finishers that are fucking interesting looking.
Naito also has some cool finishers, like fuck, what's the name of it? Destino is cool.
Destino is pretty cool.
I'll probably say Jeff Cobb.
Yeah. I think Jeff Cobb's got a really cool moveset in general. Just because he's like kind of a bigger guy, but like he's also hitting drop kicks, so
yeah. I don't think anyone in New Japan Bullet Club, besides maybe Evil, has cool finishers. Like LP, I don't, because LP's is just like a super kick, right?
Well, Thunder Kiss 86 is kind of cool. I don't know if that's necessarily a finish. That's a cool move.
Nobody in House of Torture really. Fale doesn't have a cool one. His is the grenade, and I don't think that's cool. I think it's pretty lame.
Well, yeah, Fale used to have better moves.
Mm-hmm.
But now he doesn't really. Which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Despy has some cool moves.
What are his finishers? Oh, it was that like the weird gut wrench, backbreaker, fucking the long ass one.
The guitar downhill.
Yeah.
That didn't come out right, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good one, but I'd still say Jeff Cobb. What's Suzuki's finisher?
Why don't I know?
Let's see. Minoru Suzuki, where's his cage match? His finishers are... He's got the sleeper hold. Gotch style pile driver is probably the one he uses the most as a finisher. Yeah, Gotch style pile driver, rear naked choke. Nothing too interesting. All right. Well, that's all the questions we got. Liz, would you like to close out the show?
Yes. If you tuned in tonight, thank you so much. And if you tuned in, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Happy
Easter.
Almost. Yeah, I guess Easter. I don't know. I only like Easter for the jelly beans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really celebrate that, but our happy almost Passover too.
Yeah.
I believe. If you enjoyed tonight's show, yeah, Passover happens on the 15th. Sick. If you enjoyed tonight's show, please tune in on Tuesday while we talk. We won't be talking about anything. We'll be doing our WWE 2K22 stream where we will kind of
go home to Money in the Bank. Hopefully we'll actually use the Money in the Bank briefcases this time, right, Liz?
What? Where am I?
Thank you all for watching. Follow and subscribe. All of our stuff is the Pinfall Podcast on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. Please join us next time on Tuesday for some 2K22. Have a great rest of your weekend and a start to your week. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.